Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Big 80's dude. Number 7? 7. Number 7. Highlander. That can be only one. This was good. This was good. I really enjoyed this. I have a few issues. This is a movie about the immortal Scottish warrior, uh, Connor MacLeod, played by French actor uh, Christopher Lambert. And there's no hiding that he's French. The way he speaks, it's like having Jean-Claude Van Damme play a Russian. Oh wait, they did that. But unlike Jean-Claude Van Damme's Russian character in No Retreat, No Surrender, Lambert is the main character. Lambert is the main character, and he speaks a lot. And they try to get around this by having him say, "Oh, I've been all around." So he picked up different dialects. But in the past, when we're following him in the past, when he has the long hair like this, he has the French accent. And then when he's in the present time of 1985, he has the accent. So can't really go by that. But I put this on, right? I put it in, I press play, and wow, do they know how to start this movie? Queen singing his song, Princess of the Universe, which is fantastic. Goosebumps. I got the goosebumps with this when it started off. And they have some good music throughout this. The song Nothing, Who Wants to Live Forever? Who Wants to Live Forever? I've heard that song before. And it always hit me as sort of a sad song, given what happened to Freddie Mercury. But in the context of this movie, it's probably even sadder because the sequence that they put it around is, if you don't know, Connor MacLeod is an immortal. And he's in love with this woman back in Scotland in the 1800s, I think it was, or 1500s, whatever it was. And their relationship, they have a relationship. They can't have kids for some reason. I don't know why. And she gets old and she dies. And the song plays around that. You know? And it makes the song even sadder than when you think about Freddie Mercury, you know? Worse. But the movie goes between two different time periods. Ancient Scotland, we'll call it, and then modern day 1985 New York, I think it is. We also have Sean Connery, and again, for a movie about the immortal Scottish warrior, Sean Connery plays a Spaniard. An ancient Egyptian who now lives in Spain, but talks like a Scotsman. At one point, they're in a boat, and MacLeod calls him a haggis. And Sean Connery goes, the Spaniard, whatever, "What is haggis? I am from Spain." And I'm just like, but he later goes on to explain that he's lived for centuries, but he doesn't know what haggis is. Haggis is, of course, the witch from Pumpkinhead, who raised Pumpkinhead using Ed Hartley's body. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's a Scottish delicacy, I guess. A sheep's stomach bag with oatmeal and suet and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah. We see in the ancient Scotland days, there, we have our villain played by Clancy Brown, the Kurgan played by Clancy Brown, who is just a fantastic villain, and he even looks like he has this long hair at first, and he's just a little bit of thing, and he's just really bald by the end of the movie, and he's fantastic as the villain. And Clancy Brown's a great actor, great villain. Even when he's hamming it up in Pet Sematary too, he's great. And yeah, there's some decent fight scenes. The movie actually opens up in 1985 with Madison Square Garden with the Fabulous Freebirds. I thought they were in WCW in 1985. Madison Square, if you don't know, there was territories back then. WCW did not have a New York territory. They were in the South, in like the Georgia, Florida, Tennessee kind of thing. So there wasn't, I don't know, maybe the Freebirds were working for Vince back then. Who knows? It looked like it was, from what I got, it was Michael Hayes, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and the other guy. He's in 2K17, 2K18, I don't know his name. Not Terry Gordy, the other guy. I can't think of his name. Maybe it'll come to me. That's what it looked like. I don't know who they were going against, but the Freebirds. Who'd have thunk it? So in the present day, McLeod goes by the name of Russell Nash, who is someone who died at birth, I guess, and he took over that name. I think he's supposed to be like an antiquities dealer or something like that. And he has a secretary who we find out is a girl that he met several, like, decades ago. And he basically helped raise her, and now she's his secretary. He meets this woman named Brenda, there's a whole police thing where they're trying to find out who's responsible for. There's a battle at Madison Square Garden in the parking lot, where McLeod uses a sword to fight another person with a sword, and he hides the sword, and they find the sword, and then they think, he's the suspect because they saw him there. And then when Kurgan shows up, he's the suspect because he attacks another police officer. There's all that, and then Brenda's trying to figure out what's going on. Of course, she ends up falling in love with him. And what gets me is, as soon as they have sex, the very next scene is they're walking around and stuff, and they're gonna try to have a relationship, and then Kurgan shows up and kidnaps her. So he has to save the day. The climax happens that quick. It's like they've been pussyfooting around this. They know that Kurgan's out there. There's a scene where he's in a church, which I don't know is needed to be in there, but it's there. And yeah, so like they have sex in a very shadowed, silhouette sex scene. Supposedly because it's like I know it looks like it's Lambert in there, but there's a woman. The woman is probably a double, so they kind of, instead of going with close-ups like you normally would, those kind of things, you just darken it, I guess. Who knows? Yeah. And so after that, and they decide they're going to try to be a relationship, he kidnaps her. And so now he has to go fight him. They try to explain the quickening. I'm not exactly sure what that is. That's how he got his powers, but then it happens again in Madison Square Garden. And I don't know what that's supposed to do, but he fights the Kurgan, and he's getting his ass kicked, and then she shows up and hits the Kurgan with a pipe, and as Kurgan goes to hit her with the sword, McLeod comes in and puts his sword in the way, and he says the line, "What took you so long?" He has that laugh throughout the film. It's Raiden again. I'm waiting for him to go, sorry. But just, in that film he had no problem controlling his accent. But, yeah, and so he defeats the Kurgan, and then the quickening comes again. And in this scene, with the special effects, you can clearly see the wires holding up Christopher Lambert, which is why they tried to hide it with lightning coming through there, but it's obviously he's wired. Or he hooks up the wires, I should say. You can tell. And then it's implied that he's mortal now, and so he's going to live out the rest of his days, have children. He can do that now. So, yeah. And they made sequels, which I guess are not very good. I've heard the second one is so bad that they had to retcon it with the third film. And then I'm gonna try to cover the next two films, but for the other ones, I have to watch a TV series first that's 6 seasons long, then 2 more movies. So eventually, maybe down the road, I'll do it. But that looking on eBay for the series, it's like $60-$70. So that might have to wait. Other things to do, but I will definitely try to do Highlander 2 and Highlander the Final Dimension, of which I've seen pieces of. Because I rented these from the library, but I don't think I ever watched them. I remember putting in the Final Dimension and watching a sex scene, because I think Baghdad thinks that there was nudity, so I put it in to try to find it. I was in my teens. Leave me alone. But, well, I was 18. I was over 18, but still. You know. But yeah, this was good. I enjoyed it. I thought the acting was good. Sean Connery gets killed off in the past, which doesn't really make sense. He's supposed to be an immortal, but he's somehow able to be killed by the Kurgan. I guess an immortal can kill an immortal because McLeod does kill the Kurgan. And if you wanted to die instead of living forever, why can't you say, hey, cut off my head? Just cut off my head. It's the only way to do it, unless they go with the loophole where cut off his head and his head's still able to talk somehow. Like those kind of movies. Like the Return of the Living Dead movies, which I am covering on the channel, although they're pre-recorded, so you notice my beard might not be as long in those videos, as well as my hair might not be as growing out as much. But those are pre-recorded in February. But yeah, when it comes to Highlander, I would say it's pretty good. That's the first one in a while. So let's go ahead and roll the dice, shall we? For the next one. Reroll. 5? I don't have 5. I only have 3. 2. Okay. It's that 2. Oh. Hold up. Put you back. Mulligan. I don't want to do Conan Barbarian yet, so I'll just go with the next one down then. Young Guns. So, yeah. Kind of saving Conan for last. We just had a warrior type movie, so saving it for last then. Young Guns. So, what are your thoughts on Highlander? Come on, everyone. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.